Good morning, everybody. This is our new ERCI webinar. Our topic today is Smart Rail Engineering, Material Inspection, and Interior Solutions. My name is Lutz Hühner from Berlin, partner for Business and Technology, one of the 18 ERCI clusters. And you will see from my next slide who are, no, that is the slide, who are the partners of ERCI, 18 member clusters all over Europe, innovation-driven and rail-related. And since 2022, we are a legal entity under Belgian law, and all of the clusters in total are covering over 3,000 companies. The majority of them are small and medium-sized enterprises. For sure, we have also contacts to the research community. Our main services are to support small and medium-sized enterprises, e.g., in discovering new market opportunities, to research or partner in research and development activities, to discuss innovation topics due to our task forces, enhancing the visibility on international level, and provide some networking opportunities. Our yearly event are the annual ERCI Innovation Awards. I will come later on with some information on that. One example is the ERCI Task Force, Green and Sustainable Mobility. It's analyzed, describe, predict the central role of the rail sector in the transition to environmentally friendly transport and mobility, as well as its combination with other modes of transport. The ERCI Task Force Green and Sustainable Mobility provides a survey for companies in Europe in order to answer some questions related with sustainability topic and in which way sustainability has an influence to the development of each company. These are only 3 questions per quarter, and you are kindly invited to contribute to this survey. All the links of this presentation you will also find in the chat. Yeah, our contacts on web, on LinkedIn, and for sure you could send us also an email. Coming back to my first slide, this is the general structure of our agenda. We will have 2 interesting presentations. We will have lots of possibility for questions and answers. And for that, I will ask you to put your questions into the chat. We will copy and paste it to a slide so that during each Q&A session, the questions are visible. And in the end, we will give you some information on ongoing projects, funding opportunities, and next webinars and events. So starting with the first presentation, therefore, I will hand over my words to Amelie, my colleague from THz.
Thank you, Lutz. Good morning, everybody. I am Amélie Espérou, in charge of European activities from the Competitiveness Cluster Items. And I'm very happy to have on board today one of our members, Thierry Antonini, from the company Terakalis. Thierry Antonini is engineer, graduated in robotics. He has more than 30 years of experience in industrial control for business development and projects implementation. He is one of the founders of Terakalis and is the CEO. Regarding Terakalis, this company designs and manufactures machines and devices for non-destructive control of non-conductive materials. And this for various application sectors like energy, transports, and defense. Thierry, the floor is yours.
Okay. Cool. Okay, let me. Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, is it correct?
Yeah.
A full screen, I hope.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, okay. So thank you, Amélie, for the introduction. As it was presented, I will present you a quite disruptive technology for non-destructive testing, and which aims at measuring the internal product quality or internal product integrity. And I will develop what are the main applications that we target for the railway sector. Even if I have to say that today we are more developed in some other sector, I mean transport sector, like automotive and aerospace, but we began 1-2 years ago to address the railway sector. So company created in 2013, our staff around 20 engineer and PhD, and historically we came from CNRS, is a research lab, national research lab in France, from semiconductor departments. And our activity mainly manufacture of non-destructive testing equipment, and especially expert in a new electromagnetic field, which is called THz wave. I will present later on. And we are focused today on system engineering, but even as it is a quite new technology, we are involved in many collaboration, R&D collaboration projects, because a lot need to be created for this new domain and these new technologies. And to start our relationship with our customer, we use our platform in order to demonstrate them what are the level of performance we can reach in terms of defect detection, in terms of thickness measurement, which are our main activity today, even if we developed already some also new application based on spectrometry and polarimetry imaging, for instance. Here you can see on the slide such a bench or technical means that we can provide for testing material in our premises, but we can also do some tests directly on customer sites. Obviously, more than hardware we develop, we complete them with software for data acquisition, processing, and even some simulation for mainly today imaging, 2D, 3D, and also thickness measurement. Today we are more concentrated on lab application or production line application. Here you can see some developments. Mainly, we completed our hardware with some mechanical scans, such as a robot or some translation stage for instance, automatic inspection on conveyor. And the last machine we created was dedicated for cylindric parts. It is a rotary scanner for 360 inspection for inspection of cylindric parts. Sorry. As I said, we have 3 ranges of offer: laboratory equipment, production equipment, and we are starting now to develop some device for maintenance activity for operating site, because as you will see, the technology which allow to inspect the inner defect of a material could be used also for maintenance activity. About technology, first I need to locate the waves that we use. They belong to the electromagnetic spectrum and located precisely between microwaves and infrared. It was the last domain which was not used in for NDT non-destructive testing application because of physical reason mainly. And in fact, it started 20 years ago with first laboratory device. and recently only for industrial application. It started 5 years ago with the appearance of the first system for production line. Due to the problem was to get some more mature and more robust system for industrial environment. And this technology is interesting for three main reasons. It's not non-ionizing waves in comparison to X-ray, so no danger for operator. It can penetrate non-conductive materials, mainly polymer, elastomer, ceramic, and composite based on such material. And it can provide also some interesting signature for understanding how the materials transform, for instance, for some crystallization, polymerization process, and also for edging process could be used for maintenance activity. The main principle of this technology is based on active systems. That means you have a source which emits waves. The wave penetrates the material and then go to a detector. Based on this, we can probe materials and especially inner defect and inner property on a non-destructive way, obviously, and non-contact way. And after processing the data, we can give interesting information for the customer for detecting defect, locating defect, giving size of defect, and also giving some measurement of a layer. The main principle of this wave in terms of wave matter solid interaction is that all materials are classified in this graph. Some materials are quite absorbent, so of course we won't be able to penetrate them. For instance, metal is quite absorbent, and at the same time metal is also quite reflective. That is why we cannot penetrate metal as conductive material. On the contrary, polymer, ceramic, composite, foam, we can penetrate easily. And one more thing is important to know about such a wave, that water and polar liquids are quite absorbent. So if there is too much water inside the material, we won't be able to penetrate. On the contrary, with a small quantity of water inside material could be easily detected by our waves. Carbon composite also, you can imagine, are quite conductive. So the only application we can address for such a material is when the carbon composite is on unidirectional tape, we can penetrate, but as soon the direction of the carbon are mixed, it's not possible for our wave to penetrate. It's not the case, obviously, for glass fiber, which is a non-conductive material. So glass fiber, aramid fiber could be easily penetrated by our waves. Here is like a summarize of the performance of the technology and the advantage of technology. Contactless, penetrating, non-destructive, not harmful, portable, fast, easy to integrate. And for imaging, we can address a defect less than 1 millimeter, penetrate few centimeters of such non-conductive materials at high speed. Could be 2D or 3D imaging. And for thickness measurement, we can measure from 5 microns, so very small layer, to a larger layer until 10 centimeters with quite good accuracy, plus or minus 1 micron for very small thickness, and 10% of the measurement for higher thickness. Speed, more than 100 points of measurement per second, quite adapted to industrial production speed. And very important point that the possibility to discriminate layer in a stack of multi-material coating, for instance. What are the main applications that today we can target in railway sector? These are the main ones today. We started to initiate some business cooperation with some main actor of railway sector. First is multi-layer thickness measurement, especially for coatings. Second, it's glued and plastic welding assembly, could be interesting for windshield or floors in railway sector. Structural integrity of composite, mainly, as you understood, glass fiber composite, could be interesting for train cockpits. And last, where we are asked today by some customer, is to be able to detect corrosion under coating or under interiors walls that you can have inside train in order to avoid to remove the panel for detecting corrosion. It could save a lot of time, and it gives you the information that the metal which is behind the walls are already corroded. I go now in detail in the 4 applications. So inspection of coating based on time of flight measurement. Each interface could give an echo back and to our system. And if we can measure the time between 2 echoes, you can have access to the thickness of the layer. The main advantage that is quite fast, contactless again and couplant free. Multi-layer discrimination is not the case of many NDT techniques, and minimum measurable until 5-10 microns, and it can work whatever the substrate. It could be metal or a composite substrate. This is how the main principle, how it will be displayed on our software. We can adapt our measurement head on some robotic system, and maybe just for your visualization, what could be done is you have the case of an application. It was for automotive sector, but it could be used. So as you see, the system first is doing some calibration by itself. And after a few steps of calibration, quite speed, the system after could do by itself a series of measurement points, as you will see from now. So the system will start to move and to follow the surface of the part in order to do some measurement mode on the fly, I mean in real time, based on trajectories that could be defined and series of points which have to be located before in order to ease the table for the measurement which are after consolidated. A lot of value behind such application. It could be, of course, quality improvement, but also productivity improvement by reducing materials or by early detection, and even or by limiting the rejected parts due to the bad quality, by anticipating their defects and locating their defect, doing more knowledge on the process by itself, and reducing also some environmental impact. Second is about assembly, and windshield is the main target, or even floor could be interesting to control. So it's based on reflection mode. It's not thickness measurement, but it's imaging based on imaging sensor. It can be done as a quick measurement, contactless and couplant free again, and penetrating all material. Here you have another example, mainly for automotive market. You can see the speed. The control is to detect the glue bed between glass and plastic tailgate, and easy we can detect the size of the glue bed defect inside through this technique, again non-destructive and contactless. Here you can see the result at the lower part of the slide, how the bed here is represented. Sorry, I don't have the leisure. How the bed is represented in black here, and after extraction of the information, you have the size of the bed. If there is some interruption, you can detect, and the final display on the software for an operator to decide and to validate non-conformity or not. Concerning a cockpit, for instance, you see how what is a TRS image where we can detect, for instance, in this stack, a composite stack, a delamination that could be detected on a 3D mapping, could be located, size of the defect also could be provided by the system by our penetrating waves. Sorry. Well, okay, I will go through due to the time, but just for you to have an idea about, okay, this is a composite part that we can inspect. Okay, you see how it will be assembled, how the system could work, and the scan will start slowly by slowly, and in real time, okay, you can see here some potential defect inside such materials. And last but not the least, corrosion under coating or under materials. Again, the wave can penetrate the wall, plastic polymer walls, and can see behind the wall. Here, for instance, it's an example, how the corrosion, which be on the surface on the metallic parts, could be detected through the material in real time with a location, exact location of the corrosion, and some also different type of corrosion could be also discriminated by this system. So as a conclusion, this new NDT technology based on TRS wave presents unique capability for advanced material control, non-conductive, obviously, for thickness measurements, especially for multi-layer coating, or to image inside the materials defects, different type of defect, delamination, air gaps, bonding issue, and also detect corrosion under coating. And sometimes, slowly by slowly, our customer use in their process the system in order to correct on a real time some parameter of their process. It's my conclusion. So here you have some detail. If you want to contact me, don't hesitate. I will be happy to answer and to analyze your application case in order to check if we can provide the right solution for your NDT issue. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Thierry. I'm going to see the questions. The first one, what are the main advantages of THZ inspection technologies developed by Terakalis?
Today, on a worldwide level, today we are proud to say that for imaging, penetrating imaging, 2D or 3D, we have the best solution in terms of speed, in terms of capacity of penetration. And we are maybe today the only which already work on robotic inspection due to the fact that parts are mainly in 3D dimension. So this is the first advantage. Second advantage, I would say that today we have the larger range for thickness measurement, able to deal with a measurement of 5 microns to a measurement of 10 centimeters.
Okay, thank you. Next question, what is the industrial maturity level of the innovative technologies of Terakalis?
Today we have already 20 systems which are working on production lines. So Even if we are created 12 years ago, it took 5 years to reach readiness level of at level of 7. But really, we started to sell our first major product, industrial product, 5 years ago, and we were again at the worldwide level, maybe one of the first to deliver industrial and mature technology to industrial sectors.
Okay, thank you. The next question is not a technical one. What are your expectations by participating in this ERCI webinar?
My expectation mainly, it's today we work actively only in France in order to start to understand some needs of the railway sector. But we obviously would like to extend to at a Europe level. And we are ready for it because our customer out of railway sector are already 70% of our customer are outside France, so we are ready for it. But for railway, really, it's to extend to Europe, our activity to Europe level. And it could be directly to solve issue of customer on production line or maintenance for maintenance operation, or through R&D collaboration, because again, there is a lot to create in our technology today.
Okay, thank you. The next, could this technology be used to inspect defects and fractures on the rail?
If it's inside the rail, no, because I could imagine that the rail are in metal materials. So, and if we are talking about surface, I don't think that our technology are the best. I think visible technology could solve a surface problem. So again, we target only inner defect inspection, but inside non-conductive material, no, not metal.
Okay. How many square meters could be inspected per hour on average?
It's difficult to say, just to know that today, at a worldwide level, technology is more based on a linear sensor. So I would just express that today a linear sensor could be moved in order to inspect surface. And today we can move our sensor from 100 millimeter per second to 1 meter per second. So we can give, and the sensor could be 250 millimeter wide. So it has to be calculated according to the surface. But okay, so I would say okay, it could take 10 seconds. Okay, for 1 meter by 1 meter, for instance.
Okay, thank you. I hope it answers to your question. If not, feel free to ask details in the chat. I have a last question. What are the job opportunity as RAMS or product safety engineer manager at Terakalis?
What is RAMS?
Reliability, availability,
Anita,
maintenance, and safety.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Lutz.
Did you understand? Reliability.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
But I would say that we have in our company, if we are talking about job opportunity at Terakalis, we already have safety engineer. So today we didn't yet open a new position for such activity. If I understood well the question. Huh?
I think it's okay. If not, we will see in the chat. Okay, so for the moment, we don't have more questions.
Just to explain the participant explain the RAMs correctly in the chat: reliability, availability, maintainability, and safety. Yeah, that are the 4 points of RAMs. Yeah.
Thanks,
And
Lutz.
if
Now
this,
everybody knows.
yeah, if this answers the question, we have no further questions at the moment in the chat.
Okay, so
Good.
I can give the floor to my colleague from ERCI, Bernard, from AC Styria, from Austria. Bernard, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Amelie. So before we move on to the next presentation, a brief introduction of our cluster AC Styria and today's contributing company, Seisenbacher. AC Styria is an Austrian mobility cluster and a network of companies and research institutes active in automotive, aerospace and rail system, so not just rail system. And the cluster connects industry research institutes and strengthens the competitiveness and support sustainable mobility solutions, just like Seisenbacher. So we are pleased to welcome the partner Seisenbacher, an Austrian company specializing in integrated interior solutions for rail vehicles. Seisenbacher combines advanced engineering and with practical, ready-to-install systems designed for demanding rail environments. In the presentation, Seisenbacher will share insights for a completed project, demonstrating how well-engineered interior solutions contribute to enhance safety, sustainability, and overall vehicle performance. So, welcome Christian Forstner, the CSO and Managing Director of Seisenbacher. It's great to have you here.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Bernhard, for the introduction. Just a quick second. Let me get my screen shared. Here we go. So, once again, the topic I'm trying to talk about today will be smart rail engineering with a focus on custom rail interior solutions. What's this? Seisenbacher is a partner to the railway industry for more than 90 years so far, with a very clear focus on the railway industry since 2010. Throughout the years, Seisenbacher has more and more grown into a reliable partner, not only for the production of interior components, but also for the development and the design aspect. In 2025, so last year, we started to grow the company. We have established a business in Slovenia, in the south of Austria, where we will start our own sheet metal manufacturing production with welding and everything that is needed to produce interior components. As an additional step, we've established a very strong relationship to a company also located in Austria. They are focusing on wooden and lightweight structures. So this is completing our portfolio. Yeah. So our capabilities and solutions are the development and the production of customized rail interior systems. We have specialized in sealing system and other integrated interior structures. With the sealing systems and all the air ducts and lighting, this builds up roughly 80% of our turnover. We have a very strong focus on redesigning and on complex installation constraints. So we try to really be a strong partner for the car builders and also for the operators in bringing engineering solutions. That means from a very first concept, design concept, to a validated serious product. this is more or less describing what Seisenbacher is capable of doing. I already explained a little bit why the railway industry is relying on Seisenbacher. So we have a clear focus on safety. That means we try to think as passenger, not only as supplier. We try to visualize what the passenger would feel like, what safety requirements are necessary to have passengers feel comfortable and safe on the train. That means also we try to think about solutions that make the journey more an experience than just traveling from point A to point B. And of course, as a third big part of our doing, we see all the supply chain management. That means we have built up in the past years quite significant base on reliable partners. And we always look for a solution to navigate around trade barriers like shipping stuff to the US, and of course also ensuring reliable and resilient sourcing. And the big challenge is really to combine all these aspects into a finished product, into rail interiors. And our answer to that is we find innovative products and we combine that with our deep understanding of manufacturing. And this is the strength we put on the table. We are doing that with, I think this slide should not be a surprise to anyone listening. So we serve operators directly in terms of refurbishment projects. And of course, our main business is supplying parts to all different OEM car builders. So before we jump into engineering details, let me show you our key rail interior solutions. As mentioned before, the majority of our turnover is coming from the ceiling panels or ceiling interiors, where we integrate lighting, but also air ducts to give one complete ceiling system to the customer. And besides ceilings, a strong component, a strong product is also luggage racks and luggage shelves, but also partition walls and claddings. The main material we are using for our products is metal aluminum. Our technical competences or core competences reach from mechanical engineering to electrical engineering, and all the necessary validation steps that are needed, combined with a testing laboratory where we can check the simulations and confirm our design is working for the considered solution. As mentioned, I want to show you one very challenging development product where we understand, or where we think that we have a good example of combining aesthetics with safety functions. There is a safety standard in the US asking the table not to heavily injure a person when impacting through a crash scenario in such table system. Here you can see the product. What was very interesting, or what was new for Seisenbacher, was the intensive testing. So not only the engineering and the finding of a potential solution to realize this standard, or this requirement coming from this standard was interesting, but also the validation, where we took over 50 days in a crash testing laboratory. And we learned a lot about using dummies, different dummies, what are the sensors, how are they located in such dummies. And doing that brought us also on the screen of the center that is responsible for writing this standard, and a big part of the updated revision of this standard was also compiled together with Seisenbacher. So jumping into the engineering, you may ask, why do standard rail solutions often not work? Yeah, there are many aspects. Mainly, there are limitations coming from materials and the way these materials can be produced or machined or transferred into an actual product. We have a heavy impact coming from visual aspects. That means a lot of operators are using, or almost every operator is using, industrial designers, design houses who have very, very nice and good ideas. And the challenge is to really realize and bring to life these ideas. And then, of course, we also have the passenger aspect in terms of vandalism. That means that the parts need to be very durable. Besides vandalism, everybody knows life cycle of a rail system can take up to 30 years. Most of the times, interior components are exchanged mid-life. But not for the purpose on exchanging damaged ceilings or damaged parts, but to make the train or the railway car look more modern again. And then we have, of course, aspects on climate topics, and now more and more we are facing sustainability and recyclability constraints. Some examples, we have here a project called VDV. It's a tram train produced by Stadler for several different cities all over Austria and Germany. And the goal was to have really this seamless appearance across the interior, and using different materials or suitable materials. In the initial design, we were confronted with using GRP parts when combining sheet metal with GRP. You always have discussions about how will the final product look like? How is the powder coating of the aluminium looking in comparison to a wet painted GRP part? And usually this can be handled through a extensive or expensive quality control aspect, comparing to the paint samples. But we wanted to do it different. We found a technology here on the right. You can see the part. We found a technology how we can do this part made of aluminium. In this case, it's a deep drawn aluminium component. This is ensuring a uniform powder coating surface for both the non-complex and more complex elements. So the more, let's say, 3D parts. And another aspect or positive advantage this part is bringing, it's maintaining the structural integrity. It has relatively less influence. It is relatively less influenced by environmental conditions, and the maintenance and is reduced because the durability is enhanced. Or another very interesting project that we are doing together with CAF in Spain for ANS. This is the double deck train that is now being ramped up for production. The initial design was a ceiling made out of HPL to make it look like wood. I personally think this design is very, very nice. It's very comfortable for passenger, but there's a big topic with HPL. It's very sensitive to humidity and has climate fluctuations, and HPL is not recyclable. So we tried to find a way to use our beloved aluminium, and we found a process that helps us to transfer this wooden optic into a powder-coated surface. It's called a sublimation process. And it's the result is that you have let's say a standard ceiling looking like it's made of HPL, giving the wooden optic, and in the end it's recyclable, and it has a high resistance to humidity and temperature. Or another project that we are doing with Siemens, the quest was the customer wanted to, or ÖBB wanted to have the side ceiling, wanted to have a mountain pattern applied to the side ceiling. So we're trying to find the right process on doing that. Our customer was not convinced that a foil will do the job. Neither were we. A foil is usually something that is subject to vandalism. You have people scratching the foil or ripping it off. So we found a company who is doing a silk print for us to achieve this this mountain pattern look. I mentioned before that we are enlarging our portfolio. We are doing this in the direction of wood. Why wood? I think wood is a very interesting material, and it offers also the possibility to produce lightweight structures. So we teamed up with a company in Austria, and together with this company, we are working on a project also for Stadler, where we are delivering a wooden cap partition wall. Or what do these projects have in common? So we have the challenge to transform the initial solution into a industrialized solution. We have to integrate functionality, durability, and the visual design. The material and the surface needs to be optimized for the railway environment. And the focus needs to be on long-time performance and a very low maintainability. Of course, also we have to offer a flexible response to changing project constraints. Some other projects that I'm briefly mentioning, roof skirts for RRX project for Siemens with the target to reduce the weight. We ended up using aluminum extrusion that we reduced the thickness and came to the goal in meeting the weight constraints or reductions. Then a partition wall for San Francisco Moni, also together with Siemens, where we had to do the complete engineering or re-engineering from the initial design. It's using polycarbonate panels for the door. And another wooden decor project is tram for Brussels, where the side ceilings are done in the same way we are doing the NS project. The beds for the sleeping coaches for ÖBB and Siemens, where we had to do a complete redesign of the bed frame to match the design concept provided by the designer. And a seating system that was done as a co-development together with Alstom, with a system where the seat shell is done in aluminum extrusion that is rolled, and this aluminum extrusion offers the possibility to easily exchange the seating surface. Here, rough overview on our projects that we have done so far. We are proud that we have been part of more than 100 projects. We ship to 25 plus countries worldwide, but we have a clear focus also on the DACH region. So our key takeaways are challenges are addressed through tailored solutions. Functionality, design, durability, and sustainability are considered as part of the solution and always need to be thought of. And a flexible approach and adaptations to project specific requirements needs to be always given. And we collaborate with OEMs, operators, and partners to support their requirements or to help them implementing interior components. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation. If you have follow-up questions that are not coming through the chat, here are my contact details. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian, for a nice presentation. So I see there are some questions in the chat. The first one from Guido. Are you integrating noise, voice absorbing features in the tables or in the ceiling?
No, not yet. We usually combine our ceiling panels with insulation materials depending on the requirements. But we have played around with let's say noise damping systems that could be applied to the ceiling elements to make. I think the question is coming to give the passenger privacy, especially in a four-seated area in an open car. This is actually something that we have discussed but not realized so far. There is material available that is helping to achieve this goal.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. So the next question is what's the meaning? That's no, I know. The non-destructive quality inspection of materials before touching seems to be highly reliable. Not really a question, but is it? You see the question?
Bernhard, maybe that comment related to the first presentation, and as you can see on the screen, I've prepared a table in a slide with all the questions, including the pre-prepared question as well as the questions coming from the chat. I have marked this question, which is already answered with green color, and you can proceed.
Thank you, Lutz. So the first one, what has been the most rewarding project for you since working in the rail industry?
That's a difficult question. I think every project is rewarding on its own. There is no. I do not have a favorite project. What we as Seisenbacher like, or the mode that we like the most is when we can apply or put on the table our strength in defining together with our customer, with our partner, how the ceiling or interior solution should look like. This is actually the most rewarding to come up with ideas and realize these ideas and later on seeing the solution on track in person.
Great, yeah. So the next one, it could be a quite open question, so maybe we should be brief on that. How does the rail industry differ from other sectors?
I don't know if I can keep this short.
That's the problem, yeah.
I think we're talking about usually very long terms or long lead times for projects. But in itself, the projects are very, very fast. Everything is changing very quickly. And there's actually, compared to the time when you are in the serial delivery mode, the actual development mode of the project or the development phase of the project is rather short and stressy and stressful.
I see, yeah. The next question is also interesting for me. What is your point of view? What challenges do you see in the rail industry in the coming years?
Looking at this, I want to answer it from a European point of view. I guess this should be the right way to answer this question. I think we are challenged by competitions clearly coming from far east, yeah, and what I would like to see, and therefore I think ERCI or railway clusters or cluster itself are a good way to connect to each other within a closed circle and coming up ideas on how to compete to companies from the east. And we are facing this on a small level as a component supplier more drastically, but I feel that also the OEMs will be faced by this competition, and therefore it's important to offer something innovative that is hard to compete with. Yeah, this is
That's right.
our strength. Yeah,
that's right. So last year we got information that one of our operators are introducing Chinese cars or Chinese trams in Austria. So that could disrupt the industry. But going back to the questions, how the integrity of the GFRP sealing system is controlled?
I don't know if I've understood this question correct, but I try to answer as I have understood it. So first of all, we try to avoid FRP. This is due to sustainability reasons and because it's obviously not within our core competence, but sometimes depending on quantities, it makes more sense to use GFRP parts. And within GFRP parts, you have the challenge to match it to the surrounding, mainly or most of the times aluminium parts. So to keep it uniform, it's very important to have a very good basis for quality inspection on using painting samples, using mock-ups where you can check the aspect of the surface finish of GFRP in comparison to the aluminium parts. It's manageable. It's it takes a lot of effort actually in the quality control for sure.
Okay. Yeah. And the next question would be, do you ensure 100% control of inner defects inside the interior panels? And for which range does it make sense?
I'm also not sure if I've understood this question correct. If not, maybe the person who raised this question could get in touch. So inside our interiors, so maybe behind the interiors, this would be something I would ask Theory if there's a way to check it, but he has already explained there is a way to check. But within our interior components, or for example, ceilings, we have a very intensive quality control. We know exactly who our suppliers are and what level of quality we can expect. And therefore, most of the times, our interior components come out of our factory with the right level of quality.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. So the next question is concerning the wood interior solutions. And by the way, in Stereo, we also have a wood cluster, quite a strong one. And if you need any help from them, any contacts, I assist you, of course, with them. So are the wood interior solutions fire and smoke certified?
Yes. The clear answer is yes. You use I do not know the English term of this specific wood, which has a very good behavior in terms of fire and smoke requirements, and this is usually done then in combination with some sort of coating or some other surface. Yeah? And then you can reach EN 45545. For example, floor systems are traditionally still made of wooden panels, and they are compliant to HL2 R10 usually. So
Okay, yeah.
yes, there's a way.
Maybe to translate it, which is the German word for it, for the wood?
Pappelsperrholz.
That would be poplar plywood.
Thank you.
We will ask the
There you-
co-pilot on that.
There you go.
There we go. So I see there are no further questions. So if there are some questions upcoming, please just contact Christian Forstner. I think he will be happy to ask the questions afterwards. And now I'd like to let's close the session. So let's back on you. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you. Thank you, Lutz.
Yeah, thank you very much for this interesting discussion. Maybe I can tell you a secret. The two questions you were unsure how to understand it right came from Thierry. That seems that there will be an interesting discussion afterwards between the two presenters. And so for sure, if you have further questions, we will provide all of you with a follow-up email with all the contact data of the both presenters. We will provide you with the latest versions of the presentations as well, with a link to the recording of this session. And so I just ask the co-pilot on the translation of Pappelsperrholz, and I will put it into the chat in a few seconds. So then, yeah, thank you very much for this presentation. What we can do is to proceed to ask you to fill in our short feedback questionnaire. You have the possibility to evaluate the presentation on a simple scale as well. And what is the most interesting for us is to suggest topics for future ERCI webinars, or suggest yourself to present your innovative solution for the next for one of the next ERCI webinars. Then I already mentioned there is an YouTube platform at the moment labeled with the former STARS project. In the future, it will be a pure ERCI YouTube platform containing all of the recordings of the ERCI webinars from now and from the past. Then I can already promote the two next ERCI webinars, and the next ERCI webinar is a very special one. It's not a pure ERCI webinar. It is on collaboration with the European American Chamber of Commerce in Florida, where ERCI is a member of. And the webinar is on Resilient Value Chains 2030, Transatlantic Perspective on Securing Critical Raw Materials and Components in a Fragmented World. It will rely also to the results of the LEADER 2030 project. Guido is presenting in a few minutes, and ERCI is the leader of. So we have 5 panelists. You can see the registration is open, and it's not on a Wednesday, it's on a Thursday. It's on the 19th of February, and it's not in the morning because we have also guests from the US. It will be from 4 to 5 p.m. Central European time. The webinar then is more a regular one, is in 3 weeks on the 4th of March on next generation audio experiences for railway passengers, and therefore also the registration is already possible. So coming to some of the events, I already mentioned at the beginning of the webinar the possibility to apply for this year's ERCI Innovation Awards. First step is to find your local ERCI member cluster. Then you might ask them of the procedure of a national or regional pre-selection or contest. Some of the cluster have a standardized process. Some of the clusters are handling it in a different way. So the first step is to contact your ERCI member cluster. The second step, each ERCI member cluster is asked to nominate up to 3 applications to the European contest. The deadline for that second stage would be the 15th of June this year. That means it is not possible that you can apply directly to the European contest. You have to go the way through your cluster. The awarding ceremony is planned during the InnoTrans in Berlin at one date between the 22nd and the 25th of September. If you want to have some more information on this, you might follow this link. It is already in the chat. So, what activities? We have the THZ days, the THZ rail days in Canada. There is a possibility to exhibit, and there's a possibility of being a delegate of a business mission, which is organized by ERCI. It is still possible to take the last opportunity to participate. Please send a simple email. She is responsible for the organizing issues and will give you an answer what is still possible and what not. You will find some more details for sure also at our ERCI webpage. The railway interchange, nearly the same procedure. We have a booth. Companies could contribute to the booth. By beginning of June, it will take place in Omaha, in Nebraska, in the US. And we will also intend to also to organize a kind of business mission to that fair. You will find the picture in the right. That is a picture from the last year. Of the 3 organizations which are organizing the railway interchange. So you have plenty of opportunity also to contribute and to find new contacts. Expressions of interest are possible until end of February, and some details and registration you will find in the chat. So then funding opportunities, there are 2 major slides I want to present. The one is on the new call of the Europe's Rail Joint Undertaking. Info Day took place on Monday. The presentation and the session recording is available at the Europe's Rail webpage, and you will find the link in the chat. You will find also some call details in the annual working program of the Europe's Rail Joint Undertaking for 2026. You will find the link also in the chat, and there are only 2 open topics for covering the flagship areas 6 and 7. And both of them are research and innovation actions. That means with lower TRL requirement. So the next slide is only a listing of some of interesting working programs 2026 and 2027 for Horizon Europe for different clusters like cybersecurity for society, like climate, energy, and mobility, and like some other clusters. And within this working programs, you will find all the calls which are open or to be expected to be open during this or next year. And what I can also tell you that is are some upcoming Horizon Europe Info Days for several clusters, and a list of upcoming Horizon Europe Info Days you will find by following this last link, which is already in the chat. So coming to some projects, and I will give the floor to Guido from DTech Fair.
Thank you very much, Lutz. Happy to try to explain very shortly LEADER 2030 project, which is aimed to suggest measures to contribute to strengthening resilience of European supply chain for raw material and for the railway sector. It means that we are all facing some disruption in raw material and electronic components. Will we be able to manufacture the project which are under Europe's Rail Joint Undertaking Research and Development Project for the time being in 2030 because of the lack of some material. And thanks to the 4 partners of this project, ERCI, but also JKZ in Saxony, Railenium in Valenciennes, and the Technopark in Istanbul, we have examined the state of the art and suggested a lot of information and suggestion for policy recommendation and industrial recommendation for the Commission and other stakeholders. Here you can find all the details and the contact for this project. Next slide, please, Lutz.
Yes.
We are in the final phase because end of March the project will be finished. We are collecting through a public survey your advice. Your collection of the collection of your answer will be useful in order to improve our final document that we will deliver to Europe's Rail, to the Commission, to the European Parliament and other stakeholders in order to advise on how to change a little bit what we are facing now, and in order to ensure the capacity of delivering the project from a manufacturing point of view in the future. So you will find the document through the links that are in the chat, and you are invited to answer to this public procurement public survey in order to add, integrating, maybe validating or confuting what we have indicated up to now, especially also with the help of your internal position paper on raw material and electronic device components shortage. So this is open until the end of February, and thank you very much if you can answer to this public survey. Next slide. Now we are moving to another project, which is called Idealist. It's on the 3 ecosystem. One is mobility, transport, and automotive, where we are. And the other, we have 14 partners. And the aim is to help SMEs at European level in tackling supply chain disruption and boosting advanced technologies. I don't need to list all the advanced technologies, but we have AI, machine learning, IoT, cybersecurity, big data. So you know all of them. In order to be informed on the project, which will end in November 2026, you have the links which are reported in the chat. Next slide. I will use this opportunity to promote the Hack and Match event number 4, which is on manufacturing industries. We have this Hack and Match is divided in 2 phases. The first is the collection of call for challenges. We only have 2 days open until the 13th of February. It's very easy. You fill the form. You just have to write a challenge describing with 2 or 3 sentences which is your challenge, your need in terms of advanced technologies for manufacturing industries, additive manufacturing, and hybrid processes. So describing your lack or your need to improve, you will be able to, we will be able to find you maybe later on from 16th of February to 20th of March, a solution providers, which will increase the level of the SMEs integrating advanced technologies. Next slide. The second activity which is done in this Idealis project is the LEX, Learning Expedition. The next one, the upcoming one, is the number 5. It will occur mid of June in Nantes. It will be focused on additive manufacturing and hybrid processes. For more details, you have the QR code and or the elements that are in the chat. Just to inform the SMEs that a voucher is available in order to cover with 500 euros partially part of the travel and the accommodation cost. Again, it's a way to see what is happening in Brittany. We will visit Airbus and other big companies. It's a way to discuss amongst the companies participating to these legs. I've been to all of them. It's really interesting. It's not a brand new way, but it's a different way to discuss, to see practical activities, visit companies like Airbus, which are not open to everybody. Why Airbus with the railway? Because we have to learn in terms of multimodality and exchange of experience in ecosystem which are similar. There are a lot of things to learn. So SMEs, but also big companies are invited. The voucher is only for SMEs. Next slide.
Yeah.
And I give you back the floor, Lutz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, talk about again to promote you to the next 2 ERCI webinars. The next one is a special one together with the European American Chamber of Commerce in Florida on transatlantic perspective on securing critical raw materials and components in a fragmented world. It's on a Thursday. It's not in the morning, it's in the afternoon in Central Europe at 16 o'clock until 17 o'clock. That means 4 to 5, and the registration is open. The next one will be on the 4th of March on next generation audio experience for railway passengers. As usual, 2 presentations from 2 different companies on the same main topic. The registration is also already open. So thank you very much for your attention, and do not forget to fill in our short feedback questionnaire. We are very keen to get informed on your suggestions for future topics for ERCI webinars or your proposal for a presentation of your innovative solution. So thank you very much for your attendance, and hope you have a nice remaining week and a nice remaining winter days, and see you soon. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Bye.